Okay, there we go, folks. A new analysis, okay? So let's look at another example. E4, E5, knight F3, knight C6, D4, D5. So again, Nimzowitsch is saying, let's say black did this move. That's the questionable move, and that's the problem. Now black has to do something to mess up, to correct his problem by liquidating. The same way a businessman, whenever he sees his business, his plan is not working, he needs to stop what he's doing and use whatever he has to start a new business, for example. In this case, black has to, basically do something to save his business. So E5, where was that? White can also, so now white can also, he's saying, embarrass his opponent. Bishop B5. So here's another reason why that's a problem move, because now white just embarrassed his opponent. And undeveloped as he is, black sees that he is seriously threatened by knight takes E5. See? Knight takes E5. What is he to do? The protecting move, bishop D7. The protecting move, okay, which is also a problem. Let's say he goes bishop D7. Bishop D7, let's say black decides to protect. Here, this is inadequate as bishop G4. That would be as inadequate as bishop G4. Let's say black decides to attack instead of protecting. It's just not a good idea. Both of these moves have the common failing that they do nothing towards relieving the tension in the center. Okay? Now, I need to focus more. I lost track over there. So let's see. E4, E5, knight F3, knight F3, okay? Knight C6, okay? D4, D5. Now here, black, as you can see, this is the mistake, D5. That's the questionable move. Now this is when white needs to not do any protecting move and not any attacking move. Instead, he needs to liquidate, and this is how he could do it, okay? So white can also embarrass his opponent by bishop B5, okay? Undeveloped as he is, black sees that he is seriously threatened by knight takes D5, okay? What is he to do? The protecting move, bishop D7, is here as inadequate as bishop G4. So those moves are inadequate, okay? Those are not good moves. So both of these moves have the common failing that they do nothing towards relieving the tension in the center. D7 loses a valuable pawn after the fifth move. Okay, after the fifth move, okay, white will say, okay, let me exchange your D5 pawn. Okay, knight, now the black knight is under attack. So the black knight goes D4. Okay. Sixth move, bishop takes D7 and says check. So now black says, okay, I'll grab your bishop. So the seventh move, knight takes D4. And black says, okay, I'll take your knight. So now white says, okay, I'll take your pawn. So as you can see, black, at the end of the day, black will still have control of the center. Okay? So that is why the first, that is why that's a problem. Okay? And see in this situation. So that's why that's not a good move. Okay? Now let's try to understand why. Let's say black decides to do that. Okay? So instead of protecting, let's say black decides to attack in this situation. Let's see what will happen at the end of the day. Okay? Bishop g4. Okay? Okay, so now white can say, okay, h3. In this case, a forcing move. So white is forcing the bishop to do something, and bishop g4. Okay? So yeah, in this case, we'll simply white force him to do something. And again, black will lose the tempo because he has to move his bishop twice, I guess. Now, okay, so the correct move then would be, so bishop, okay, so bishop takes f3, for example. So bishop will say, okay, you're forcing me to take your knight, I will take your knight. And Nimzowitsch is saying, excuse me. So in this case, Nimzowitsch is saying that in this situation, best to do it while he can. Okay? So that's in that case, if this happens, black has to do it while he can. If he decides not to take it and he goes h5, let's say he decides to go back instead of, let's say black decides to go back to h5, let's see what will happen. Then g4, g4, okay? Attacking the bishop, followed by knight takes e5. Okay, so black would have to go back, for example, and then knight would take that, and now black is in serious trouble. Okay, because his knight is pinned, so he can't take this knight, and this guy is in serious trouble. And as you can see, he is also behind in tempo and development. So from here, the queen exercises a decisive influence on the center. Knight f6. Let's go knight f6 for so that's why Nimzowitsch is saying those are not good moves. So this is what he has to do to liquidate. So let's try again. Okay, so let's see the correct way of doing it. e4, e5, knight f3, knight c6, d4, and black decides to go d5, the questionable move, which is the problem move. So in this case, white can also embarrass his opponent by bishop b5. Okay, pinning the knight. Undeveloped as he is, black sees that he is seriously threatened by knight takes e5. Okay, what is he to do? The protecting move, bishop d7, is here as inadequate as bishop g4. Both of these moves have the common failing that they do nothing towards relieving the tension in the center. Bishop d7 loses a valuable pawn. And, okay. So black decides to go bishop g4, for example. Let's see. B, C, D, E, F, G. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's say black decides to attack by going bishop g4. H3. Okay. Now bishop takes f3. Best to do it while he can, right? So best to do it while he can, because if he does not, okay, if he does not do it, he will be in trouble. So now queen takes f3. From here, the queen exercises a decisive influence on the center. Knight f6. Okay, so black is saying, I'm going to develop my other knight. Exchange d5. Okay. And black says, okay, e4. Here comes my queen. Or a pawn is lost. So then white says, queen e3. White says, queen e3. Pinning the pawn. Okay? Queen, and black goes queen takes d5. c4. And the knight move, white says c4. A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay? So now, c4, with a decided advantage to white. Okay? So again, Nimzowitsch is saying, so those are the pawn moves. So this is why. So now white has the advantage.